All right, well, surprise, surprise. It looks like we got an announcement for Frosthaven Digital today. So let's just take a brief look at it and see what all we can glean. It looks like the closed beta is coming up very, very soon. And so let's just take a look. I've never done a video like this before, but you know, seems doable. Okay, so in this first shot, I have absolutely no idea what we're even looking at. I mean, it looks like we're first going through a door. This looks like a banner spear. We've got probably the card Javelin, the animation for the card Javelin here. What are these? Are these frozen corpses? Are these the same enemy and they have like very different models, or are these two different kinds of enemies? I don't know what all these would be besides frozen corpses. And I should probably know who or what this is. I mean, is this a boss of some sort? I have no idea who this guy in the back is, but those look like they're frozen corpses, and we can see a banner spear here. We get the Geminate with bugs surrounding, a big old frost demon right up here. We can still see that the game is obviously still going to be hex-based. And we've got our good old Fist. I'm kind of surprised that they're showing Fist, given that it is a locked class, but it is early, unlocked into the campaign. So far, a lot of the art style seems pretty similar to Gloomhaven. I mean, like, at least it looks more cartoony, than Gloomhaven, which I'm totally fine with. Hopefully it means that it will run pretty well, because I know a lot of people had problems. It was a nightmare to get Gloomhaven Digital to run. So hopefully, like, this smoother, more cartoony art style will run better than Gloomhaven Digital did. Looks like these are some skeletons being summoned by the Bone Shaper here, the biggest board game Kickstarter of all time. You know, this is a completely unrelated tangent. I actually made a video a couple weeks ago that was like an hour long, talking about my issues with Frosthaven, my problems with Frosthaven, and I think that this was a big part of it, like the need to be like the biggest game of all time. But I didn't end up publishing that, so I have a lot of thoughts that are at least mostly organized that I might try to write a script for making another video on it. Anyway, I think that was one of the problems with Frosthaven, was that it tried to be a little bit too big. But we get to see some of the cards here. So Flow of the Black River, 18 speed, heal for X+1, where X is the number of skeletons. So far this card looks completely identical to the regular version, except we have custom artwork on each card, which is pretty cool. The animations for the iconography looks basically identical. Okay, but we have a charges card here. This looks a little bit different. Interesting. The phrasing on that is very interesting. Gain 3 charges on the next source of damage. -1 charge to negate the damage. So the exact same effect that was on Life and Death before. So all these cards look completely identical. I wonder if there are going to be any changes to any of the classes. But all of these cards look completely the same to me. Same initiatives and everything. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see like a change or two to Geminate. I don't know. I myself personally have a big list of changes that I would make to each character. Okay, so we just get to see the overworld map here. Not bad. I actually don't know very much about that, but this I definitely do. So this is the first scenario of the game, I would assume. A town in flames. We can see a city guard who we need to protect. We can see these have got to be 2 Algox guards, and these do look exactly the same. So you know, right here I was wondering if these are 2 frozen corpses, because they look similar but not identical. And then right here we have 2 Algox guards that look completely identical in every way, with the sword just resting on the shoulder. And we have 2 Algox archers and an Algox priest. Now, what's interesting here, it looks like this is 3-player, and this is not the layout for a town in flames in 3-player. When you open this door in a town in flames in 3-player, there's an archer down here and an archer up here. This archer would be a guard, There would be another city guard over here. So the layout is definitely different. Also, this archer would be an elite, except he's not here. He's here. Should be an elite, so I don't see anything denoting that. So I wonder if this is just different because they just like threw something together for the trailer, or if the level itself has been changed, because this room that we're looking at is significantly easier than the actual A Town in Flames scenario 1, which could be that just in general the digital game is a little bit harder because you don't really get takebacks, you don't get to fudge the numbers a little bit, you don't get to choose which hex the melee guy is going to walk to hit you. So without that ambiguity that you get to decide in your favor, things do become more difficult. So it's possible that they're changing the scenarios to be easier, or they changed this specifically for the trailer to space things out a little bit more. But I don't know, because this is definitely not the way A Town in Flames is set up. It's very interesting. Okay, we can see some loot bags on the ground, so that's pretty similar. Can we tell any difference between these archers? Because this archer should be elite and this one a normal, except the normal should be down here and up here. We can see the difficult terrain, the obstacles. So overall, looking at the map, I think this looks really, really good. I mean, I love the design of the town being on fire. That fits perfectly with the thing. The city guard looks amazing. I think that this looks really, really good. Yeah, I'm as HD as I can get, but it looks quite nice. I'm concerned about how different things are, or how differently the scenario is laid out. This is obviously the banner spear throwing a javelin. That is a nice animation. That looks really good. And I kind of like the cartoony graphics. Like, you know, you don't really want to take things too seriously. You know, just like when I was younger, I was always I really liked. I always thought that Twilight Princess's graphics did not age as well as Wind Waker's. Just because the cartoony style, and you know, you can kind of see it with a lot of like Nintendo games, like really old Nintendo games still get played a ton because the more cartoony style kind of can age better, and it's more accessible. Oh, well, that was very fast, that heal animation. So yeah, I mean, it looks like the priest moved forward. This is probably on monster level 1, where the priest only has like 1 or so move, or this is the 89 speed card, where it's just move 1, heal all adjacents, and bless self. Not really much we can see out of that, but we can see the loot, difficult terrain, obstacle, loot back here. So the fact that the loot pile is even back here at this corner up here, it makes me think that this is the actual A Town in Flames level 1 and not just a level that they set up, because normally the level does have a loot pile back here. So that is interesting. It seems like they have changed things quite a bit. With the Deathwalker, okay. Now here, the cartoony. So I think when you like look at the characters themselves, the cartoony art style maybe is slightly off-putting. But I think when you're in the actual gameplay, I think it's going to work pretty well. Man, the Blink Blade is ugly. Drifter, okay. Not bad. And then the Bone Shaper. All right, I like that arm. I mean, definitely a lot of work went into this. It looks really nice. Okay, Eternal Torment. That card looks exactly the same. Dark Tidings. So we're seeing a lot of the Bone Shaper cards here. Malicious Conversion. I don't see anything different about that. Do we get a good view on... Okay, so, you know, just a little tiny lost symbol here. Wraith seems exactly the same. Oh, okay, the symbol for default attack 2 is kind of interesting. Suffer 2 damage to the next Okay, I guess that's the symbol for monster. Suffer 2 to the next monster that kills one of your summons. That's interestingly phrased. 21 on exploding corpse. Oh, interesting. It's got these little icons to denote, like, hey, this is what the card does. Malicious conversion. It can make these 2 elements. Exploding corpse. It can make this one. Endless numbers is a summon. Well, that's the bone ball. Doesn't look like we're going to get to really see the card, but, you know, got to show that off for the Bone Shaper herself. Dark Tidings, exactly the same. So it doesn't look like we're going to get very many changes. What is this multi-summon card? Am I dumb? What does Bone Shaper do that summons 3 enemies? We get to see another Algox guard here. What's over here? Are we gonna zoom out at all? No, we didn't really get to see what that was. Okay. The town. The blue well was chosen here in this playthrough. So, I mean, they're pretty deep into the game if they've already... Well, I mean, I guess given that the beta is coming out soon, we don't really know all the details. What are these? Okay, so is this the difference between an elite and a normal? We have a ancient artillery, and then these are the... They're not called arcane golems. What are they called? Steel golems? I don't remember. But the big golem guys. So it looks like you just get very different coloring when something is elite. Frost demons. Okay, this right here, this is scenario 21. Oh, what is that called? I don't remember, but you get to the end, this back room is full of rubble, and then there's a boss who you need to fight. And I do believe that this is an elite Frost Demon, and this is a normal. So we can see this elite has some bracelets on, and he's got a little gold emblem on his forehead, and he's slightly darker in color. This is an elite living spirit, so this gold color probably denotes that he's elite. I like the way they've done that. Hopefully it will be very easy to tell from a glance. That is one problem that I feel that Gloomhaven Digital had, was that things... Before I really started playing the game, like, a lot, I thought it was very difficult to understand what was going on. As somebody who had played Gloomhaven, the board game, just looking at Gloomhaven Digital, it was very difficult to understand what was going on. And this looks a little bit cleaner in that sense, I think. What is that? Where are we? What scenario could this be? Oh man, we do not get very much in these jumpy cuts here. My first thought is that this is the boss in scenario 4, but no, that doesn't make any sense. We have a Geminade, a Deathwalker, and a Blinkblade here, getting hit from an AoE from a boss. I should probably know which scenario this is, but it's not coming to me off the top of my head. This chandelier, whatever floaty obelisk thing, makes me think scenario 4, but I don't think that that's right. What is that? That's Banner Spear using... Man, what are these enemies? So there's another one of the arcane golems. I cannot remember what they're called right now. I'm gonna figure it out. Steel Automaton is the name. That's a Steel Automaton. And does that make these robotic bolt shooters? Oh. Man, this is just like a big beefy Algox guy. Man, I really feel like I should know what that move is, and if these are robotic bolt shooters, that's not the way I would design a robotic bolt shooter, but I don't know what else it would be. It doesn't look like a flaming blade spinner. It's not a ruined machine. Is this just an obstacle? I'm not exactly sure. I don't recognize this scenario off the top of my head either. What do we have here? We have Forest Imps, and is that an Earth Demon? Looks to be an Earth Demon, and is this the Drifter's Loss, where it hits in a cone with big attack 3s? Yeah, that's definitely the card that was. So we see an AoE hitting some hexes. Oh, I didn't even see this Forest Imp here. Can't tell if any of these Forest Imps are elite or not. This is a Geminate. There's a normal living spirit. So earlier we saw an elite who was kind of yellow colored. What would this be? The guys who, they have a 10 speed card where they set ice and dark and they retaliate. Oh my, Living Doom. Living Doom. This must be a Living Doom. Living Dooms summon living spirits, so it makes sense that they would be together. This might be the scenario where Ventillion is throwing a ball and he's invited you to it. I know that scenario has Living Dooms. This might be Ventillion himself in the final room. I think that is what this is. Although I think this room is slightly bigger than that one was, so maybe it's not. Or maybe it was changed. This looks to be the top of the spire to me. Yeah, that's definitely the top of the spire. 100% the top of the spire. You've got the beams of light that you can't pass through, or you suffer hazardous terrain damage and gain a token. And that's it. Obviously, Frosthaven made by Cephalo Fair, and then I think it's Arc Games is the studio? I don't know anything about anything. Where's the other starter? Who's the other starting class? Drifter? Why does Drifter not get to be on the front? And wait a second, this isn't a starting class. Wait, who's the other one we're missing? Deathwalker. No Drifter, no Deathwalker on the front, but Fist is on the front. Hopefully we still get to pick in Scenario 4 who it's going to be. Developed by Snapshot Games, published by Arc Games. I really don't know anything about games, so I don't... Anyway, I mean, it looks exciting. Is there anything in here? Okay, so Frosthaven will have a closed beta playtest on Steam from Thursday, March 27th until Thursday, March 24th. Looking for fans of Gloomhaven, of both board game and video game, along with Frosthaven fans to join the playtest. Provide valuable feedback and help shape the game before it launches in Steam Early Access later this year. We're very excited to bring Frosthaven to the digital realm, says the CEO of Snapshot Games. With this video game adaptation of Frosthaven, all of us at Snapshot Games know just how beloved the board game is and have been taking great care of replicating the board game experience as much as possible. We feel the fans of the board game, both newcomers and longtime veterans, will find the video game we're working on is not only a faithful adaptation, but also another way to play their favorite board game in a more accessible way to help introduce their friends to the game. And then these just look like screenshots from the... Yeah, these are all just screenshots from the trailer we just watched. Lots of people... Okay. It looks like that is about it. I don't know. We will have to see. I very much look forward to the closed beta. Hopefully I can get into it, but we will see. I've already signed up for it, and you can go to playfrosthaven.com to sign up yourself. And I guess... Oh, okay, let's see. This playtest will give players the chance to choose from the 6 starting character classes, including Banner Spear, Bone Shaper, Drifter, Geminate, Blinkblade, and Deathwalker, and play through 20 epic quests, with players having the opportunity to learn the game via tutorial and introductory quest lines, and have the chance to acquire a slew of items, and also experience the outpost gameplay mechanics, such as constructing buildings to unlock new game features. Those interested in jumping into this video game adaptation can visit there to for a chance to be a part of the playtest. And that's it. That's all I have for you.